Good evening. Just leaving the big city of Atonka, Oklahoma. And for those who might know, there's a famous person from Atonka, Oklahoma. I'm not going to tell you. You have to guess. Anyway, hope the audio is pretty good. Just left Reapercon earlier this afternoon. Headed back to Arkansas, spend the night with my parents, and back to Atlanta on Monday. But actually kind of bored, and some got gas, $2.32 on gas, and seen that cheap in a long time. But anyway, and I think my camera's kind of leaning. I kind of tried to set it up. I've got a mount, and yeah, just kind of cruising and taking it easy. It's kind of overcast, kind of nice, actually, driving weather. In fact, it is a little chilly. I'm going to turn my AC off and go with this event. Anyway, yeah, been at Reapercon. Posted a video. Hopefully that was watchable, not make everybody seasick. I was by myself, so I took a few breaks, ran through and took a video, posted a bunch of pictures on the Facebook page. Once again, it's totally different convention. I love talking to the artists of all ages. Ran into a young man who's 11 years old at his first entry, and once again, his paint job was better than a lot of people I know, probably better than mine. But yeah, it's amazing. Young lady, 13. I need to follow up. They'll post on the Reaper site. But they've talked to several people that voted for her for all around. And they have tons of categories, different vendors, sponsors. Of course, Reaper sponsors the category if you use one of their miniatures. I know DSG Games Free Place was there. They do that. Several other folks. But anyway, if you enter something, you get one vote for all around vote. And I talked to several people, and I got to find out the young lady's name. But anyway, I posted once again pictures on the Facebook page. She's just an artist. Probably overall not the best painter at the moment, but once again, her concept and everything, the what do you call it? The whole picture, the whole piece was definitely. She's an artist, and it was good stuff. Talked to her on Thursday, I believe. Anyway, yeah, ran into some of my good painter friends. Shout out to all of them, and sent some Moonstone miniatures back with them. I'll try to look up their sites and post. But yeah, everybody painter, met some new friends. A couple ladies I didn't realize they were actually knew each other, or I don't know. They were ended up sitting at the same table and out in the paint area. But yeah, it's really nice people. Once again, it's a very casual, talk to people. Got a couple games of Blood on the Clock Tower. And actually, they came by today and had kind of invited me into the group. But I said, yeah, I'm not local. Good group of people. Yeah, made several friends playing Blood on the Clock Tower. So that was fun. Had good food. And, of course, ate tacos, enchiladas, a lot of so we were talking to my new friends that were next door to me at vending. It wasn't Tex-Mex food. It was Hispanic food in Texas, which that may not make any sense, but if you ever lived in South Texas, it's truly Hispanic food, but it has its own little twist. Let's see. So Reapercon. Overall, um, I wasn't the only person. I felt the foot traffic was down out in the main hall where the game was going on. There was any given time several empty tables, and once again, not way down, but talking to my vendor friends, it definitely seemed like foot traffic was down. I think of the 5 or 6 other vendors I talked to, uh, their sales were down, not a whole lot. Um, I still did well, still a very profitable convention for me. Well, and it started when I did very, very well last year at Reapercon, and so it's just interesting. And different conventions go through different phases. Um, we were talking about Reapercon. You know, the big deal is painting. There is gaming going on, a lot more probably role playing, but there's no tournaments. There's nothing like that. It is truly all about painting. In fact, they had to put signs out in the lobby for the gaming tables that clearly said, "This is not painting tables. These are gaming tables. Do not paint at these tables," which I thought was just hilarious. You know, it's usually the opposite. The gamers are looking for spots to game and take over everything. So they're definitely a different mentality uh, at this convention. I think I'm leaning. My mouth's a little loose on mine. But anyway, still a good time. Highlights. Highlights was just talking to the painters, seeing their artwork. Today, I took a bunch of pictures. People were walking around because they picked up their entries today, and I'd say several of the ones I saw, the really good ones, all had won medals. So talk to them, and talking about the people, the proud of their work, and yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I can't take pictures. Oh yeah, there's it's just very exciting. Had several people. This was their first Reapercon, first entry into painting competitions, and one gentleman first really painting. I mean, he said he'd painted, but really this was his first any type of competition, and he'd gotten a bronze. He was really excited. I was like, cool. So yeah, he's coming back next year, he's going for that silver. But yeah, I definitely will have to look up because they'll have pictures of all the winners, if you will. Talk to my free blades folks a lot. Always love talking to Matt and Julie. They were the first 2 free bladers DSG Games folks I met 2020. It was January, right before COVID, and at CoastalCon. Shout out to CoastalCon. But yeah, just once again, talking to old friends. It's a very, very laid back convention, even amongst the vendors. Troy talking to them. I went in early every morning, and we just hung out and talked. I am now a vendor of Turtle Dork. I met them last year, and then at Adepticon through Derek, I guess. Anyway, nice folks. I'm now carrying Turbo Dork. I'm straw. I like how they have, of course, the big rack. They've got pretty extensive line of paint, but they do have a small retail. Think of the 16 paints. So I was like, yeah, that's perfect for me to start with. If I want to grow it, does well in the store, I definitely will get more. And of course, having it, doing restocks, and doing special orders from them. What else? What else? I did pick up a couple things, traded a little merchandise. Once again, it's one of these conventions that will and deal with other vendors. Um, it's funny. I said I ran into some guys doing painting in the passport, and I honestly meant to bring something to give them to paint. Um, and good friend PJ over at Board and Brews, they're out of Houston. They bring quite a bit of stuff. They had a small panel truck, rental truck. They bring everything. So, but yeah, good guy. Talk to them. I want to go visit their store sometime. I may have to see. Okay, I don't know if you can hear. It's been this way. It'll rain for just 2 minutes, and it quit. I'm actually see. I'm going to pause for a minute. All right. Hopefully, honestly, I didn't realize that it was raining that bad. I did, but hopefully, and I don't hear my own audio recording like this, so I'm not for sure when you guys couldn't hear me. But it's not raining again. It's been like this the whole week. You've been driving down, and but I was talking about Board and Brews out of Houston. And talk about I may have to. I have to see which way I go to Temple. The Millennium Con in the past, I have gone through Houston. Might have to make a quick stop in and see those guys. But anyway, great guys. But where I was going with it, they carry Moonstone. That's actually boxes of Moonstone from them in the past. But of course, I carry Moonstone in the store. But anyway, I didn't bring anything for the painters. I was talking to PJ and look up this Moonstone. I got to get three miniatures in a box of Moonstone. I'm like, perfect. So got black powder, which is and now I'm not sure how this recording is going to work out. Like I said, I'm not watching to see what's happening, but it's I did it anyway. You know me, I'm going to post this even if it's crap and you can't hear or see anything. I'll still post it. See, I'm kind of walking around the vendor hall. Oh crap! In my tongue. But worm green games. Then passing it got a really cool display. He does his own miniatures, but he's going to actually be doing the casting for Twisted, and he has all the Twisted stuff with him. And as we were looking out, actually talked to him. Did really well selling Twisted, so I'm like, cool. That's good to hear that he did well. Twisted actually took it in 22, and did very well with Twisted. Of course, no one had it, no one knew what it was. And once again, that's the deal at a convention like this. It's not about the game; it's about the miniatures. And Twisted has really, really cool miniatures. So, yeah. The cat ladies are there. Had to buy a cat. I said in 22. Was across from, in fact, the spot I was in and the spot they were in. They sold all their stuff by Friday afternoon. So it's a Thursday, um, Search Thursday convention, and honestly, I bet if I go back and look, that this was my third Reapercon, that Thursdays overall have been my best sales days. Anyway, in 22, I saw them. It looked cool, and they were always just packed, packed. And by Friday, late Friday afternoon, they had almost no stock. Um, it was pretty funny, and that was their first Reapercon. They do other conventions, Depticon, but anyway, they got cool stuff. Always have to buy a cat, and their kind of book is it's D&D stuff. Like I said, a lot of role playing folks there, but they have D&D characters, all of the stuff, and they're actually cats. Cat druid, cat cleric, cat barbarian, and then they created not necessarily one-offs, but like mini campaigns, D&D campaigns, but they have not mouse. They do have mouse, but cat miniatures are the party D&D party, and then you're fighting the mouse, the mice, fighting mice. They got mice as the monsters or who you're fighting. So great concept. They do well. They're fun folks. And two sisters. In fact, their dad comes down, and their dad is actually from Canton, Georgia. So we always chat. Other game to talk to, and we'll be seeing them at Millennium. A lot of these folks are going to Millennium Con too. Zenvaded. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Zenvaded. I actually got Zenvaded. I forget when we first moved to Georgia. So it's been a while. Anyway, they ended up getting the rights for it, and now they've got a really nice rule book. They got several factions, and the hook on that is these are use whatever you have. Use your kitchen table, and that's the terrain, and it's like they're aliens that have invaded Earth. So and they're miniatures, but there are miniature invaders, if that makes any sense. So whatever you have, real life, you have books. Like I said, if you're playing on a table with salt shakers and whatever, that's your terrain. So you don't even have to come up with terrain. You literally use what you have because that's what it is. I did a little. That's one of the guys I did a little product swap with. So I got the rule book and a couple factions. Yeah, it's definitely low priority. I'll probably look at it. I don't know. Might get a game. Yeah, I don't know. I've got too much stuff. I know, but he really wanted some stuff. I said I've actually got some of that stuff somewhere in my basement. But anyway, what else? Talk paint. Ghost brushes, my $3 brushes. I don't have to go back. I sold a heck of a lot of $3 brushes. I got to order in right before I left, but I probably should have doubled everything. Now, some of the brushes didn't sell too well, but at least 5, 10, about 12 different brushes I sold out of. And what's cool, and even as I was right before the vendor hall closed down, the guy was walking through one last time, and he picked up 2 more brushes. He'd forgot his brushes, and he'd bought a bunch of brushes from me on Thursday, and he came back and wanted more, and he said they were quality brushes. The ladies I'd met, they came back, bought more. They were using the brushes. And once again, they said definitely quality brushes for $3 that really couldn't beat the value of those brushes. So, yeah. And I got it put order, and I'm not bringing very many brushes back. Probably sold. I took my rack of single monuments. Probably sold half of them. Now, one thing, this is where my sales were a little off. And it's interesting. When I first brought monument paint, no one else had it at all. And now, or Bruce, he has monument. He brings it. Another guy brought some monument paint, and I'm selling less of the sets. I sold a few. They really sold it. Probably most of the sets were the signature series. Anyway, not selling the big sets. So definitely, that's probably where some of my sales loss was, because they weren't buying the $50 set. They were buying a $5 bottle because they either had it all, they needed a restock. So I was really glad I took the single paint rack. And I said I sold probably half what I took. Got to know there's several. Once again, I've got to take more painter related stuff. I need to print up a bunch of piffs. That's what you put your. I'm probably not saying that right, but what you put your miniature on to display it. Bases. I don't know why I've got a bunch of resin bases from Shadow's Edge. I should have got another box of bases from him. People looking bases. That's not like sold tufts. Once again, luckily I got an order right before I left from Zach at Shadow's Edge. I sold a lot of tufts. I was going to once again look at my sales count. Easily 100 sets of tufts. So that was cool. Whew, what else? Yeah, that's actually, a good overview. I had a great time. As of this moment, I definitely want to go back next year, and it was fun. It was fun. I did well at vending, and all that stuff adds up. A good kind of bonus is I go back up through Arkansas. It's a little out of the way, not much, but get to spend the night with my parents, going both ways. So definitely enjoy spending a little time with them on both ends, and that's where I'm headed to right now. Probably a couple hours out from their house. Yeah, probably I should stop, got gas. Probably gonna have to stop and eat here in a little bit. But yeah, just take my time. It's good not to have to drive all the way back to Atlanta. It's a long drive. See, was there anything else I was thinking about before it started raining? I'm sure there was, but I think I'm going to call it for now. And I probably won't do a video Monday Mumbles. So once again, I definitely will be on the road again. But yeah, that's about it. Hope everybody have a good, safe Memorial Day, and we'll see you next time.